All right, so something I like to do at least once a week on my camper is do a quick walkthrough. I mean, it only takes maybe 2 to 3 minutes to do, but it just helps ensure that everything's doing what it's supposed to do as far as like the sealant and the caulking. And these campers have a lot of it. So I mean, every window, every piece of trim has something, and if it starts gapping or starts coming apart, you're gonna end up with a leak. So one thing I like to do, like I said, is once a week just go around it. I usually start with the front, and this little piece right here, it's just a thin piece of rubber and it goes top to bottom. You just want to make sure that's actually in the grooves, and then on each side of it there's sealant actually ran up and down, so you want to make sure that there's no holes, there's no breaks in that sealant. um, on the bottom of the front cap, if you don't have a one piece, you have a fiberglass piece that goes down and converts to like the rock guard. You're gonna have the same thing. You're gonna have two areas that have sealant on it. So just run across it, make sure that there's no gaps, no breakage, nowhere it could leak. Same thing with every storage area, window. And with the doors, there's a lot of the friction hinge ones. The hinges actually create a lot of stress. So sometimes you'll see areas where it pulls away, like right here. So I'm probably gonna have to pull that off and reseal that all the way up and down. With the door as well, I always have to lube up these hinges, because after about a week or two, it starts making a little noise. It's annoying when you open them. Moving along, another window, just same thing, check around it. A lot of these newer ones have outdoor speakers up top. This is the kitchen vent, and then all your fills. Then you have your outlets, same thing. Everything has sealant around it, so you want to go through and check it. Now for the fridge vent and drain, the biggest thing is to make sure that it has a little line on the outside that actually dumps water. So when it starts leaking water, if the valve is not on the right spot, it actually leak inside. So you always want to make sure that it's leaking down the outside of it. So moving along, same thing, friction hinge door. This one hasn't been as bad because we don't use it as much, but you'll still want to go around, make sure that the seals are all good. And then every light on the camper has sealant around it. So like I said, just walk around, look at it. Now when you get to the op, you have slides on either side of your RV. You're gonna wanna check the seals. These are just rubber. Make sure they're not dry, about to fall apart. That's cheap and easy to replace, and it saves a lot of headaches if you check on it. Also on the slide, you have the rubber seals. This is for when it's closed. This actually seals it against the camper to prevent leaks. So just make sure these are in good condition. They actually make a spray you can put on it that keeps them from dry rotting. Then around the lights, power cords, same thing, sealant everywhere. This whole bottom trim goes all the way around the camper, and it's all sealant all the way across it. At the tires and the wheels, I usually inspect that as we're leaving. So if we're about to go on a trip, then I'll check it. I'll throw a little grease in it, and I'll just make sure the tires are good. These are the original tires, so I'm already planning for the future to change them out. And then a lot of times on these slide windows, like if you look here, you can't even really see it. These do have a rubber seal on the inside, but they also throw sealant on the top. So if that top part is actually starting to break away, it'll collect water in there and it won't drain out. So that's another area you need to check. Then as you're walking around, you're gonna want to check your gutters. If you have your AC on, you're gonna see it draining on one of the sides, front or back. If it's not draining there, you need to check out why. And I'll jump over to the roof and I'll show you why. All right, so this is one of the reasons it's important to do inspections on your camper roof and also your gutters and top of your slides. Came around and I saw the AC dripping off the top of the slide and it's covered in crap, and then you look at the roof and then around the AC it's covered in crap from the trees and birds. So we're gonna go ahead and spray it all off, spray the gutters out, clean them up, get everything working back to normal. All right, so even though this is a 2020, you still want to inspect the front cap, the part that's sealed up. I just came out here and looked at it, and the front little seal right here that goes in the slot is actually hanging out. I mean, it's just a crappy job they did putting the sealing on. So we're gonna get it all cleaned up, get all the leaves off, get the gutters working right again. All right, so here's the roof all sprayed off, all the seals checked. This wasn't a scrub or a deep cleaning or anything. This is just general maintenance. I try to do this once a month. When you park underneath trees or weather, it blows everything around, stuff like this happens. It gets covered in sticks, dirt, bird crap, and then your gutters get filled. Probably in about 2 months I'll do a deep cleaning, and then about another 4 to 6 months I'll reseal the whole roof, for yearly maintenance. But like I said, checking the manufacturer and how they lay down the seals and stuff like that, and the caulk all the way around, is very important, because they just rush it together. They don't care about the end product, they just care about selling campers. So protect your investment, wash your roof, and try to keep it free of dust, crap, sticks, bird poop, just everything you can remove off the roof, keep it off the roof.